Hello and welcome to IntoWine's Tasting Room. I'm your host, Lisa Kolenda. Today we're at Yield, San Francisco's first and only organic wine bar. The tasting theme for today is organic wines under $30.
This is the 2004 Chateau Musar Cuvee Rouge from the Bekaa Valley of Lebanon. Retails for $19.
Lovely colour. Of course,
this is the same grapes.
yes. So this one is actually Carignan, Cinsault, and Cabernet Sauvignon.
Right.
Of course, colour now becomes important because we're drinking red wines, and when I'm looking at colour, I'm looking for the depth. And Chateau Musar tends not to be very deep, even though it's an intense wine, so the colour can be deceptive.
What I like about the Musar is they're not blockbusters to look at, and they have it very, it looks rather sort of light and real. And I think he's a genius.
Well, Serge Hochard, the winemaker, is a genius. He's the most interesting winemaker you'll ever meet. In fact, we'd love to get him onto IntoWine.com someday.
You don't get sense, this is not Pinot Noir, this is not a Cabernet Sauvignon, it's something quite unique. And it's not everybody's, it's not the most fashionable sort of depth of colour or strength. I wouldn't say that it is relevant. I mean, 17.5% and I think it's exactly right. I haven't tasted this particular well, 04, same vintage as the... Actually a bit young, isn't it, for Musar?
Well, Chateau Musar gets younger as it gets older, basically. But they make three different red wines. They make Chateau Musar, which is around the $50 price range. They make this, which is the Cuvee Musar, which is around the $20 range. And then they make a third wine called Hochard Père-et-Fils, which is around the $25, $26 price point. All very different styles of wine, but all very, very distinctive and unique.
And tell us about the Bekaa Valley.
The Bekaa Valley is, a lot of people think it's a very arid area because they think it's a desert, but actually if you go over the mountains in Syria you get into desert. But Bekaa Valley is a very fertile valley between two mountain ranges, and it's been a battlefield basically for the past 30, 40 years, give or take a few. And so it's been extremely difficult for them to make wine. Made wine every single year except one when you couldn't get the grapes through because the war conditions were so terrible.
He's a great hero, actually, isn't he? I mean, really. The battles go back 2,000 years. This was the bread basket of Rome. And it's very flat and very, very broad. That's valid, but his vineyards on the lower slopes.
Well, what do you think about this wine, Chris?
I think the first thing that I get is the earthy qualities of the wine, which is great that's there on the nose and not so much in the palate, which I think is pleasant, especially for this price. People, I mean, we don't want something that's all earthy and obscure for $19. I think we want something that we can still find the fruit, and it's right there. It's the cherries is there with kind of a till earthy quality. So I think it's got that complexity, and it's light to medium bodied. So if people like Pinot Noir, this could be something that they could also really enjoy.
It's a very easy wine to drink, isn't it? It's a very, very fruit wine. If I can boast a little, I was the first person to actually write about Serge's wine. It was at a wine exhibition in Bristol, of all places, and I thought the best two wines of the whole show were his, and I forget who the other was. So I wrote about it in the Kent magazine, and we've been very good friends ever since. But I think it is original, and he's an original. He's actually seriously brilliant. I mean, very experimenting all the time.
Yeah, Randall Graham from Bonnie Doon just interrupted his winemaking during vintage to fly all the way from California to New York, where Serge was at the wine experience last week, and he had a meeting with Serge and then flew back that same day. And that Randall Graham is probably the most incredibly innovative winemakers in America, and for him to have that much respect to go and want to talk to Serge Hochar, you've got to, I think Serge Hochar is probably the greatest philosopher in the wine business. And what they were talking about were the concept of the fact that the figure 7 is so important in the universe, and that everything is divisible by 7, or everything is, proportions of face, a beautiful face, it's all to do with 7. And so they were thinking about planting a vineyard with 7 sides, which would theoretically improve airflow and things like that. But anyway.
I've heard said that on the 8th floor of the Marriott Marquis, they were in the restaurant and round table, and they had paper cutouts and all these 7-sided things. It was absolutely fascinating. Both of them as hatters, of course.
Geniuses, mad hatters.
Amazing, absolutely amazing. I didn't begin to understand what they were really trying to get at.
But your comment on the earthiness of the wine is especially relevant to their other wine, the most famous wine, Chateau Musar, which is known for having an enormous amount of earthiness, Brettanomyces, and also volatile acidity, which gives it a beautiful, refreshing sort of acidity level.
But I think what's so good about this wine is that you just get a hint of that, and that's what makes it a pleasant wine.
It's much easier.
It's a pleasant wine at the price.
Yeah.
And also, what's also cool about it is the finish is not too dry, so it doesn't need. I don't think it needs food.
Doesn't need food, but I would prefer it. So
Yeah, I mean, with a little bit of cheese, it would be fine, but it's not that cloying feeling in the back of your mouth like people associate with wines, old world wines.
It's versatile and
Yeah.
pleasant.
It's got a nice smoothness to it.
And can we find this wine at just any distributor?
any good wine shop should carry Chateau Musar. Any great restaurant always has Chateau Musar. But for instance, the Wynn Resort in Las Vegas, the Alec, their top restaurant, have 36 vintages of Chateau Musar in their wine list, which is quite
amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
But if you go to your favorite wine shop, Chateau Musar is available. Any wine shop can get it. So just ask them to get it for you.
Well, there must be something lucky about it if it's at Wynn, especially with all those 7s. This is the Chateau Musar Cuvee Rouge, 2004 from the Bekaa Valley in Lebanon. Retails for $19. GetIntoWine.com. Thanks.